Well, I finally did it. After a couple of years of dorking around with a Harbor Freight chainsaw and a Chinese knockoff of a Stihl, I got sick of ordering parts every other week and spending as much time wrenching as I was cutting, so I bought a brand new Echo CS-590 Timberwolf chainsaw. I'm pretty excited. The prospect of a chainsaw that just works is, alien. It shouldn't be, so we're gonna see how this goes. Manuals. Illegal in California, that means it's good. I'd kind of wondered about this. I had heard that in this day and age, EPA requirements are that every single chainsaw is emissions tested before it's sold, not 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 100 or whatever. And so, brand new, out of the box, never touched chainsaw, that is not a new spark plug. So, it's true. Crazy. They actually run every single one of these before they ship them out. Wonder if they actually filled the gas tank. I'll bet not. Oh? No, that's just new rubber smell. I don't think there's ever been gas in that. Huh. You see that? Some metal shavings and some oil right there. That's where the chain oiler goes. It's a little concerning. Huh, I was worried it was going to be flooded, but that's bone dry. Well, that was a proper pain in the ass to get started. So it wasn't flinging any bar oil. But now I look, it's gooping out the bottom pretty good. And it's gray and silvery with bits of metal in it. Yeah, there's oil on the chain catcher. So it's not flinging it off the tip, but it is making it round. So I guess that's good enough. All right. See if a worm starts any easier. Okay, that's encouraging. Let's go cut something. I smell burning plastic. Yeah, what the? So the exhaust is melting the plastic shroud. That seems suboptimal. Cut nice though. Hopefully that smells just break-in stuff. Got a stump over here I gotta cut down. Let's do that. Well, first impressions, I got less than a quarter tank of gas through it. I'm fairly optimistic. This thing cut nice when it was running. Big part of that's the sharp brand new chain, but the power head seems to be good. It pulled decently big chips, even with the full 24-inch bar buried. Really wish it was easier to start. I'm hopeful that that'll improve. Every other chainsaw I own, I've made a drill starter for because I'm sick of pulling and pulling and pulling and being exhausted before I even start cutting. Of course, the first start I'm willing to chalk up to empty lines, empty carburetor, whatever. But even just letting it sit for 5 minutes, I had to half choke it and pull 4 or 5 times. I'm really jealous when I watch YouTubers with chainsaws that every time they pick up a chainsaw, it starts on the first or second pull, and I've never had that experience. I'm really hoping that buying a good brand new chainsaw I can, but so far that hasn't manifested. Yeah, I'm gonna pack the saw away, but next time I pull it out, I'll pull out the camera too, and we can watch this thing break in together. See you then. All right, this thing is ice cold. It's been sitting for days. See how it starts. All right, that went great. Took what, 6 pulls to start it from dead cold? First pull every time after that? So I did a bunch of research before I selected this chainsaw. Paying full price for something sort of runs against my nature, so I wanted to hedge my bets as much as I could. And there are a couple of things that pretty much all the reviews agreed upon as far as shortcomings goes. One is the muffler's highly restricted. There's nothing to do about that without voiding the warranty, so I'm just going to let it be. The other thing is the air filter. Now, from what I've read and heard, this air filter performs well enough, but it doesn't really seal very well around the intake here and around the screw hole. It's just kind of hanging out. And any fine sawdust can get through that hole and get into the carburetor. In fact, there's a wood chip right there where it wasn't supposed to get. Fortunately, the saw has a really wide following and people have solved this problem. So I bought this kit from Gearhead Automotive Performance. It's a seal set for this saw. Came with instructions. Smallest O-ring, top/last. And it's just some O-rings to seal up these gaps. It was just the O-rings. I would have just bought a kit and fitted them, but they have a cool little laser cut stainless steel backer plate. Supposedly fits just so. There. And 2 little ones, as per the instructions. Big one goes on first. And then a little one. Supposedly, that's going to keep all those little fine particles out of my carburetor. I buy it. Alright, I'm going to cut up some stumps. Time for the Echo's first air filter clean. I expect this to be reasonably mundane, but we're on this journey together, so let's do it. Yeah, I'd say it's time. I'd also say, don't know if you can see that, there's quite a bit of schmaltz inside. Don't love that. Seems like kind of a lot of fuel blowing back into the filter. It's all damp through here. So I guess it's running rich? I don't know, it's working. I'm kind of loath to screw with it. Place my tiny little O-ring. These aren't doing an amazing job, but maybe it'd be a lot worse without them. I don't know. Didn't do a control. Well, that's why I cleaned the filter in the first place, is it would start but die if I touched the trigger. And it's still doing it. Alright, let's try the carburetor. Let's go a quarter turn leaner on the low screw. Well, that's worse. Let's go back where it was. Only got a hair richer before the stop. Okay, that seems to be working acceptably. Hopefully I don't need any more because I'm out of adjustment. And I'd really rather not take the limiters out. Alright, I'm gonna go cut some stuff. I'll report back if I have any issues. Just got me a new camera mount. See how good these magnets are. Well, I'm getting bar oil over my lens. That went well. So I've had this saw for over a year now, and the only reason this video wasn't out 6 months ago is this outro. Keep thinking I need to film a little something about my conclusions after owning the saw. And every time I start to film such a thing, I realize that I don't know what I'm talking about, and who am I to give you advice? But I've never really let that stop me before, so here, let's give it a try. First thing you have to understand is my frame of reference. Before purchasing this Echo, my choices were this Harbor Freight chainsaw and this Farmertec chainsaw. Either of those can be had for around $200. The Echo was $6. So yeah, it's way better. One might even venture to say 3 times better. But yeah, you just have to understand that my bar wasn't very high, no pun intended. But yeah, I love it. I wish I bought it earlier. It's not really news fit to print, though. I mean, when was the last time you ever heard from anybody who seriously upgraded a major tool like this and then regretted it? It's been reliable, it runs good, I've adjusted the carburetor once. It actually starts easy enough that I've never converted it to a drill start. The full cord just works. I would say that 95% of the time from dead cold, no matter how long it's been sitting, it's 6 pulls. And from hot, it's 1, maybe 2. And that's the main thing I was looking for out of this upgrade. The other stuff the chainsaw guys might talk about, like power to weight ratio and fuel economy, and I don't even know what else. That's kind of above my pay grade. If the saw works and cuts and I can start it, that ticks my boxes. I could nitpick some stuff. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't because it's a good saw and I don't want to discourage anyone. But the ergonomics aren't perfect. The thing I run into when I'm cutting, like, on a big round or a stump, parting it off on the ground, This is the kickback safety, and it's got a lot of, that is slop, backlash, whatever. That doesn't hurt anything. But the fact of the matter is, geometrically, when I'm getting these spikes into a big round tree and trying to work this saw, that tree will hit this and press it back towards the handle, and the handle is far enough forward at that point there's no room for my hand in there. And I end up holding it on the side, and then I'm not benefiting from this safety. Don't love that. I don't know what the solution is necessarily. If the handle was moved back, it would probably dive forward when you held it, so it might just be the nature of the beast. Maybe I'll make some more aggressive spikes. That might solve the problem. The bigger thing that happens in that scenario is the exhaust. The exhaust port comes out right here, kind of in that direction. And if I'm flat up against a tree, that's blocked. And the saw still runs fine, but that hot exhaust air washes back over the saw and my hands and me, and it gets uncomfortable, and it also gets hot. I mean, that's what happened here. I mean, I'm sure I pushed it too hard, but I ran it for a while, and it was getting smoking hot and everything. And when I came back in to top up the fluids, the little molded thing to hold the bar oil cap on had melted, and now it doesn't stay in anymore. I mean, who cares, right? I could probably get a new one for $10 and I haven't bothered. But I'm pretty sure that that was the exhaust heating this case up way too much. But seriously, nitpicks, minor things. If you're in the market for a $600 saw, I recommend it. Now, the fact that I recommend it shouldn't carry a ton of weight because I don't know that much about chainsaws, but if you're in the same boat and you're poking around YouTube looking for videos with advice, that's mine. Is that dissatisfying as an outro? Is that not conclusive enough? Well, it's the best I got. It's free advice. You get what you pay for. Echo CS-590 Timberwolf. Uncle Mike approved. How interesting is actually watching me use this chainsaw? Seems pretty boring to me, but I guess it's kind of the point of this video, so I don't know. Here's a bunch more. If you feel like you've seen enough, you have the power to end this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you when I get on to something else. You guys all right?